You are now tuned in to the GNWY podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for choosing Generation Y to listen to today. And we want to ask you to do anything and everything. Like, rate, review, subscribe, do all the things so we can get people's stories out more effectively. And today we have none other than the boxing champion, the entrepreneur himself, the health, fitness, all the things. If you can make some noise for my good friend, Aaron Diaz, everybody. We got some DJ.
What's up, guys?
Excited to
be here. Excited to be here.
Hey, man, once again, I appreciate you coming through.
For sure.
Aaron, for one, I've known you since we were in high school.
Right.
You didn't know me because I was a short kid. That
Graduating class?
2010.
2010, 09.
Mustang.
09 over here.
Yeah. And you look nothing like you did in high school, bro.
No, the beard. The beard came in.
Yeah, it really did.
Clutch.
Yes, sir. Man, we reconnected in the gym, and seeing that you were super fit and like killing it in the entrepreneur game and all that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Why don't you give a little brief rundown of what you do for yourself and all that?
Yeah, for sure. So, fitness entrepreneur, I've been in the fitness game for the past decade now. It's crazy to see how that's came by. I mean, it started with just me trying to fix myself in my current situation. I was at the worst point in my life, and I know I needed to start somewhere. I figured the best place to start was with myself, with my health.
And that was 10 years ago.
That was 10 years ago. Yep.
Yeah.
I ended up joining a weight loss challenge. Back to back, I lost about 55 pounds. I gained about 25 pounds of muscle after that. People started asking me what I was doing, and I realized I can actually make money helping people change their life through health and fitness, and I couldn't think of a better way to earn money than to help people with their health because I saw the changes that happened to me in my life. So I got into that. Been doing that. I've owned a couple of different Herbalife nutrition clubs. I've owned a couple of small gym studios in Stillwater, Oklahoma State University. Go Cowboys.
Pokes, okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I was able to learn all kinds of things, make mistakes, learn, continue, evolve, things like that. Since then, I've just chased living an athletic lifestyle to be a leader by example for my clients, for my community, for everybody. And then it led me to just trying to be an athlete overall, boxing now. I competed in kickboxing. And now I coach and I help other people do the same thing.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. All that happened in 10 years.
10 years.
And how were you fighting even before,
just for my life. Just for my life.
The life, for sure. Yeah. That's what's up, man. And then you actually turned it into something.
For sure.
And how did you get into the professional world of fighting and stuff?
Man, honestly, I'm one of those people that if I try to follow my instincts, and I think life kind of shows you the next steps if you're looking for it, and I think that's something that I try to pride myself on doing, finding that next step, because life will show you opportunities. At least doors will be present. It's up to you to kind of walk through those. And I kind of got addicted to finding these doors and seeing what happens because of. And that's kind of how it happened for me. I was uncomfortable, I don't know, with not just like chaos, but confrontation. I was uncomfortable with confrontation, whether that is disagreement with somebody or standing tall on boundaries, things like that. And I figured, man, what is the most confrontational and chaotic way I can think of that I could kind of train myself to become better?
Might as well just fight people.
Fighting. And I just kind of checked out what that looked like.
Which one did you start with first? Was it boxing, kickboxing? Which one did you do?
I went into a Muay Thai gym here in Oklahoma City. It was a new one. Brand new, open. And like I said, I have friends, and he's like, oh yeah, come check this out. And I was like, no, I don't know if I want to do it. I decided, I was like, hey, look, just give it a shot. I went in there, and then I met one of my best friends and my coach who traveled the world as a Muay Thai fighter, and he happened to move to Oklahoma because of the green rush, the marijuana industry and everything. So he moved from Vegas and did that thing over here. And he traveled the world-class fighter. And I just got linked up with him.
What's
we
his
started
name?
training each other. His name's Chaz Mulkey.
Okay, gotcha. That's what's up.
One of my good homies. And he taught me everything I know.
He's still doing it now?
He's not. He's retired.
Okay.
But he traveled the world, Thailand, Japan, United States, Vegas. He fought all over the place. So,
and that's how you got plugged in with it.
Yeah, just by taking the first step, I kind of walked in the doors. I kind of feeled it out, got over my nerves, got beat up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then, sure enough, the right situation walked in. Another door opened. I went for that, and He trained me, and then I went on to.
Was this in the process of you doing your transformation, like your
I would say it's more towards the
weight
end.
loss class and all
Yeah, that was more towards the end.
Okay.
I mean, over the past decade, that was probably over the last couple years, 3 years.
Yeah.
3 or 4 years.
That's dope, man. So, okay, you said you were at the lowest point in your life too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what was that like mind shift that you had to change? You know what I'm saying? To be like, you know what? I think that there's more for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what clicked for you during that time?
I mean, honestly, like I was, I thought I had these friends, and I thought I had like my life kind of figured out. I was in college. I didn't know any of this stuff, obviously, but I was still in college. And I had actually got arrested for the second time, a DUI, and I lost pretty much everything. I had to sell my car. I lost my license. I lost everything. So all my friends bounced. My money was all gone. Everything was that. And I actually had to walk everywhere in Stillwater. So I was the guy that was walking to class. I was walking to go get food. I had to go places. I was couch surfing for 2 years, didn't have a place to stay. So I had to just kind of hustle. But the problem was I was still surrounding myself with the wrong people that were still in that life.
Right.
So honestly, the biggest switch for me was walking into my best friend's nutrition club in Stillwater, which was actually a block away from where I was staying. It was actually in between Walmart and where I was staying, and I would always go to Walmart to get food.
Yeah.
But I kept on walking by this place. They told me to come check it out. And honestly, the biggest thing that happened to me is I actually found people who believed in me, who told me I could become more, that my situation didn't have to stay the same, that if I wanted to be more, then it's up to me to be able to take that responsibility. But I can become more, and that's all I needed. Like even looking back, like I never really, I was always encouraged to try new things, but I was never encouraged to like stick to something even though times are hard, but also being told that I can accomplish more. So
there's something different between like just getting encouragement than getting encouragement backed up with support.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like anybody could be like just spitting positive words at you, you know, but until it's backed up with some practical steps or support, then like I feel like, I mean, you're a perfect example of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that was the moment that you're like, dang, I need to do something.
Yeah, man. Just having someone to believe in, to hold me accountable. Like I know I can work hard. Like it's hard for me to take days off. So that's never been the hard part for me. Like
I always see you moving around, man.
I love it. I love being in that grind. But like I said, I was just in that grind in the trap. I needed to get out of the trap.
Right.
And I needed to be around people that actually, prioritize their well-being, their mental health, their spiritual health, their fitness. And that's what really started this entire journey for me.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So like, how do you in turn, like now, having your own businesses and stuff like that, how do you in turn like see yourself kind of molding how you talk to somebody or how you provide that support? Like, do you see yourself doing that right now?
Yeah. I try to do it more and more. I'm starting to get into a stage in my career professionally also that I can do that as far as like how I set my time up in my life. That's one of the reasons I became an entrepreneur in the first place, is because I hate working for somebody else.
Yeah.
I won't work 40 hours a week for nobody, but I'll work 150 hours a week for myself.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt.
Let's go.
What I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Being able to have that ability to like, okay, look at my schedule, man, I've got a lot of work, but there's still these pockets of these days that, that I get to be able to influence people's lives, be around them, whether it's just health or fitness or just to be someone that's trying to listen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's all people want is to listen. They don't want advice. They don't want this. They just want to know that there's somebody there that they can kind of get some of their things out. So I try to do that the best I can.
That's dope. That's dope. And so even did you find it hard to like even starting up your own club and everything?
Like my nutrition club?
Yeah.
Like
what is it? What all goes into like starting your own, up like that?
Honestly, I was a little bit honestly easier than, I think. There's a lot of people that want to get healthy, and, there's people get excited about their health really quick. And that's one thing that I notice, it's usually whenever I get a new client, they're like, man, I'm ready to train 6 days a week. I'm ready to do this. I'm like, okay, yeah. And that's kind of how it is.
Settle down.
That's kind of how it is in the health and fitness, like business world as well. Whether they want to become a personal trainer or they want to own a health club or whatever, they're like, yeah, let's do it. And then they realize that it does take a lot of work to be able to change your body, change your habits, change your financial situation, change all these different things. And I think some people they're excited about it there, but they're unprepared to how much work that actually does take to make those changes.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, what was the process even to like, how long was it? Like, I want to start one to I got my own business. Like, was that, how long of a process was that?
Yeah, I mean, a couple years. I would say my first one, I got linked in with the first nutrition club with my homie, my best friend.
Yeah.
I helped him out. We transformed the business. Like the sales like quadrupled over the course of like 6 months or something like that. So it was crazy. And then we kind of just built so big that it was like the obvious next choice.
That's dope. So you have to work for another person to be able to get your own, or can you jump into it?
No, yeah. You definitely want to make sure that you have some type of mentorship.
Right,
I wouldn't recommend, I did that for a long time, a lot of different things, whether it was fitness or something, but it'll just save you a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources if you can find good people to be around, the mentorship to walk you through the first pit holes. And that's what I'm doing personally with my all the people that come to me and that they want to start training, personal training.
Yeah.
Like I try to tell them all of my mistakes in the beginning, and I was like, man, if I didn't do this for the first 3 years, I would have been so much further ahead.
Yeah.
So that, that to me was how it really got started.
Definitely. So like, even whenever you were in the low point and you changed it, right? So like, how difficult was it to change your whole mindset from going back to what it is, or from going back to 50, however many pounds you said you were? So
yeah, that's funny because there's some people that it's a slow and gradual change, and there's some people that are like rip it off like a
cold
band-aid.
turkey,
and that's kind of how I was just like, I'm more like out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? And I make the decision and then I try to go for it. It's not that I'm not tempted to go back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's, it's not so much motivation, but it's the discipline that you kind of have to start cultivating.
Discipline.
It's not about motivation. Like, you can be motivated, but you can be an idiot and you're just a motivated idiot.
Yeah.
That ain't doing nothing
That's
for
real. That's real.
That ain't doing nothing for anybody. I mean, I'm glad you're motivated, but just you're still running your head into a wall, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I focused on, okay, how can I discipline my daily habits? You know what I'm saying? That's tough work, and it's honest work, and it's scary. Because you kind of have to dig the layers back in your brain and really kind of go through.
You have to retrain yourself.
Yeah, and you got to go through your personal fears, your insecurities. You have to go through all that stuff. But it's, I would say that's
how much of the physical work you think is more mental?
It's mental.
All the way?
Yeah, I mean, it's mental. I mean, your body's capable of doing it. Yeah, more times than not. It depends on the situation, obviously, for people. But I mean, anytime I have a consultation with any clients, they're like, oh, I love working out, I love doing this, but it's really the accountability. Like, from my clients that actually have the success stories, it's because they kept up with me, they followed up with me, I held them accountable, and that's really the biggest difference. There's a million different ways to make money, to lose weight, to do this, to do that, but really it's the accountability that I think is what really helps people stick with what they want to do.
Definitely, 100%. I mean, like, having a trainer that sucks and not even following up with you. Like, I've seen some personal trainers, they'll just send copy and paste sets or something like that, and you don't really hear from them. Like, you being a hands-on person, I think that's gonna have a better turnaround and transformation for somebody because you're present and consistent in their life, right?
Yeah.
And so technically you're kind of even like a therapist, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I was literally talking about that this morning with my morning sessions. Some of my clients were going through a professional drama, and I hold mitts, so it's just boxing, and people are literally just punching me. I have mitts, I catch punches, and they're angry, they're telling me there's because it's a partner workout, and they're talking about these problems. This person said this, and boom, boom, and they're punching at the same time. So there ain't no better therapy than that. You can talk about your problems, but now you can kind of let it out. Hit some things, some controlled violence, and I think that's
controlled violence.
I think that's good. It translates across everything.
100%. I mean, you would rather in the gym let out all your aggression or something like that than it be in the street or at home or
even on
like
social
that.
media. It's not your place to put all your laundry out there. Yeah, I mean,
or spread the negativity and all that kind of stuff, man. Yeah, it's wild out here, bro. So they just need to have a session with Aaron, right?
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Where's the let the people know where the other gym is that you are at? You're at OSC.
Yeah, so
for the nutrition club.
Yeah, I have my nutrition club at Oklahoma Athletic Center. That's on Hefner and Hefner.
Yeah.
And then I also do do all of my boxing lessons at Rumble Boxing. It's a new boxing concept.
Shout out to Rumble.
Rumble Boxing. Yeah, it came from New York and LA. You go in there and it doesn't feel like you're in Oklahoma at all. It's got
Bro, from the social media, it looks lit.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, it's legit. It's legit. I do classes there, and then I also hold my private lessons and stuff there, and that's in Nichols Hills.
Do you still have the other spot?
Yeah, I'm partnered still at Plaza Nutrition.
Okay.
So if you're ever in the Plaza district, they got lights over the plaza. But we have a big, nice nutrition club there, and then the other trainers that I'm helping them start their programs, help them build their clientele. I also had where I originally taught, my boxing studio is in there. So now we rent it out to, other people that are interested in building clientele and learning, and I'm helping them with my curriculum and so on and so forth.
Oh, so you built out your own curriculum too?
Yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah. How to properly train people and just different fitness concepts.
For boxing specifically, or personal training too?
Yeah, I would say everything, just general wellness. Majority of the people that come to me as far as trainers want to be like a boxing coach or like a fight coach or hold mitts, and I think that's awesome.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
How many? I remember one time we were in Synergy, me and Stu, we were just talking to you and stuff, and you were talking about how many times you've been hit on accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How many times do you think you've been hit?
Yeah, I don't know.
On accident.
A couple times a week.
Because they can't hit the mitts, or because they
both.
what?
Both. They're like rushing, or
they're
not
because they're like,
attention.
man, they're any better. Just
nah, well, I tell them pretty quick that if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Definitely. Yeah.
I do have a strict no hitting clients on the first day policy, so if anyone is interested in training with me, you're guaranteed not to get hit back on the first day.
There you go. Yeah.
But if you smack me
just
once,
that one day,
I'm gonna have to let you know maybe once. I'm like, okay, that one, one's for free. Next one.
Right, there you go. This is gonna cost you. That's good, man. How many clients because you go from intermediate all the way to people who already know their stuff. Yes,
who are actually competing and fighting as well. Yeah,
that's dope. Who are some people that you got that are competing?
So one of the pros, he's gonna be all over the place. He fights for LFA. One of my good homies, his name is David Wright. Okay. I also sponsor him outside of at my nutrition club as well. He's gonna be a beast. Yeah. Big guy. He's crazy athlete. But got his head on straight. Yeah. He's got his head on straight, and those are the type of people that you want to not only just be around but learn from. So, David Wright, and then I also have a couple amateur fighters. Jeremiah, he also works at OAC. You might have seen him as well. He just had his last fight. Last month he won knockout pretty handily.
Really?
Quick. Yeah, pretty dope. Quick. So I got a couple local fighters around here.
That's what's up, man. It's I'm trying to remember his name. He was wearing the yellow.
It's Dante.
Maybe. He's
Dante.
a goofy guy that always running around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He was talking about fighting. I think I can't remember. Does he do classes with you?
Yeah, he does a couple sessions. He wants to do some. He wants to have a boxing match as well. So trying to coach.
Just have a boxing match.
Yeah. Well, he wants to fight. Get into the fight game.
I would like to have one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good experience. Like you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you get your ass kicked in that ring, like it says something to be able to sign on the dotted line and to actually follow
through. Yeah. Definitely.
So much respect for anyone that can do that.
Yeah, man. And how many fights have you been in?
4.
Professionally, not.
I've had 4 fights.
Yeah.
I never got in a fight on the streets or anything like that. I was never really that type of guy.
So are you 0 for 4 or are you
4? Well, technically 3-0 and 1.
Okay,
I got 1 draw.
Okay, got you. Because they didn't show up, or because
no, just
they got scared.
Majority draw.
Yeah, okay,
it's an even fight.
Dude, and so the people, I think. When's your next one? Do you have one coming up?
I don't have anything planned. I stopped fighting. What is this?
Dante wants to play or wants to fight.
Yeah,
you should just go with it.
Yeah. I've thought about it. I think about it all the time. Like I joked with people all the time. It's like they're like, "Well, you gonna fight again?" You think about fighting, and like,
does that make you feel old or something? Like coming out of retirement.
I guess it was a quick career. Kind of turned around, but it's funny because I talk to people about that, and I'm like, I'm always like at night, I'm like, yeah, I want to fight somebody. I'm ready to do
While
it.
you're laying in bed.
Like, right before bed. Yeah. And then you wake up and then you're like, man, I'm so glad I don't gotta fight nobody because
Right.
man, it's a whole mental game, you know, going into
Yeah.
a fight camp, just trying to stay injury free throughout a fight camp just to get into the ring for some more
Right.
fight. It's a lot to it. So
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
really do respect the sport, and I respect everything that, you know, any kind of martial arts gives off to. And
Yeah.
if I can't honestly commit to a curriculum and a program, then there's no sense in me getting out there.
Right. Definitely. What was some of the wins that, like, did you get anything out of the wins that you got?
Oh yeah, I mean every time. You're constantly battling your own, you know, insecurities and fear and stuff in there. So, yeah, man. I mean, I've grown every single time. I mean, you level up, and the cool thing is about when you level up as an individual. I mean, you level up. You see the world different. You're a different person. You different experience. Like, you know that you can dig a little bit deeper than you ever thought you could. You know, putting yourself in front of your friends and family. Like, I remember like selling tickets to your own fight is wild. Like, you're like selling tickets. You're like, hey man, come support me. I could get knocked the fuck out in front of you, but you're my friend. Come on, hold it down for me. You know, and your family's there, so it's a lot. You know,
That is a lot, man. I didn't think about that because your family, probably did show up.
Your family's there, and it's like accepting the unknown, and that acceptance of the unknown. It's like a deep acceptance because you know how you want the fight to go.
Right.
You know, but
definitely.
Yeah.
So what's the mental game that you even what are you training in your mind aside from obviously, you know, movements and, you know, striking and stuff like that? Like, what is you know, for Aaron, what is that like mental game that you gotta, you know, put on for yourself as you're walking in the ring too? Like, you know, what's that feeling like? For people who don't know, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's pretty similar to anyone who's been on like a personal development and personal growth. And, you know, it's like, because you always kind of look at your life and you like have these expectations and these goals and things like that. And then whenever you actually put a timestamp on something, be like, okay, fight day is this day. Like, okay, that's the difference between a goal and a wish. You actually had a date for it. You know, you can't be like, hey, I can't tell you how many people come up to me like, hey, I want to fight. I'm like, okay, when? They're like, oh, you know, that's just like a dream and a wish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put a goal on it, and then you kind of have to work your way into it. You know, I mean, for me, it's like, you know, just understanding, you know, my work ethic, but being able to live in the moment. That's always been my kind of thing that I needed that I wanted to focus on even more. So that was like my biggest mental battle to be able to work through, you know, is the acceptance of it, to understand that I'm putting myself through the work, that I'm following through, that I'm a man of my word, you know, and those are things that I really wanted to learn about myself and see, you know, new capabilities for myself. And, yeah, I mean, it's a grind for it.
That work, I mean, it all makes sense, even from, like, you know, losing the 50 pounds to starting your own businesses and getting in a fight, all that kind of stuff. It all translates, you know, it all came from your work ethic. Regardless of what it is, straight out from the foundation, Aaron's work ethic is what really got you where you're at now, you know? And so, like, I'm going to say, man, I'm proud of you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, knowing of you from high school to now, I think it's dope what you've, you know, been able to accomplish and everything like that, bro. Like, I've seen some old pictures of you, bro, and I'm like, this ain't Aaron, you know? You know, it's dope to see where you're at now, you know what I'm saying? So, props to you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate
Definitely,
it.
man. Respect with all this, man.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, I think people don't realize that everything leads into everything else. Like, how you do one thing is how you do everything. You know, what you're doing in the dark, it's shown in the light. Under the bright lights. So if you can't figure out how to put the work in when nobody's watching, like, don't expect to reap the rewards that you want in the bright lights, because you're not doing the work in the dark.
Hard work will beat talent when talent refuses to work hard, right?
100%. Yeah, my last fight that I was in, the guy was better than me. Without a doubt, that guy was a better fighter than me.
Talent-wise,
without a doubt. And I just kind of went out there, and I felt like I wanted it more. I bit down on my mouthpiece, and I went for it.
It's the mentality.
That's the mentality.
Hey, let's
go.
What it is. Now, you were about to drop a bar before we started recording this. What does this mean?
Right. So this is a pretty sweet brand. They're on Instagram. Sponsor me if you get a chance.
Let's go.
Yeah, but it's this mentality brand. I just really like, you know, like kind of like the stoic philosophy. just being able to, I guess the best way I can describe it is like this understanding that the obstacle is the way. You know, it's not, don't avoid the challenges and the obstacles. Is figure out a way to take those head on. And that's one thing that I kind of live by, is like, I don't want to ever be afraid to take the test. Like, don't be afraid to take the test. Like, if you fail, you fail. Like, it is what it is, but don't be afraid to at least take it. And I don't want to, at the end of everything, like hold on to all these, you know, regrets. And usually I would feel that I would, you know, I don't know, whether it's insecure or all these different things, it's because I was so worried about my past, what I did before and how I associated myself, or I was spending too much time wishing for the future instead of being able to be present and relaxed. And so I bought this shirt, and I also got a couple of bands, and I love my first band. It's black and gold, except on it said better days are coming. And you know, it was cool, and I like the black and gold, and I don't know that I really liked what it said, because once again, I tried to not focus as much on what I need to do in the future. Obviously have these goals, but if you're so caught up on the present or the future, you can't, you know, find that beauty in the presence. So I didn't really like that band, and you know, every day I looked at it and I disliked it more and more and more. And then it broke. I mean, I had it for like 1 week. And I was like, I'm happy that I don't got to look at it, because I mean, it was fresh. I loved it, but it's like the reminder that it gave me was just like that you need to make sure that you're focused on now. So not that better days are coming. Like sure they are. Right. You know, but that doesn't have anything to do with, like, if you want those to happen, you got to focus on today. And this one says, be someone. And I like that one more, obviously, because it gives me the opportunity to focus on what kind of impact I can make, whether it's jumping on a podcast and reliving whatever life stories or anything that I've learned throughout the fitness game or anything like that. Just to focus on who I can be in the present moment.
Yeah, definitely. That's real, man. I like it. It's dope. So you chose well. So
thanks.
That's why I really like the phrase. It's like memento mori or something like that. It's like I could be. It's like it's the same thing of being present in the moment. And
so memento mori, it's a recollection saying that just to remember that death is upon you. Like, like if there's one thing that's guaranteed, it's that you will die at some point. And to remembering that you will die. So this problem that you're dealing with now, probably not going to remember it a year from now or 5 years from now. It's going to be some little thing that just happened along the way.
Isn't that crazy how we get caught up on the little things like that and make it so much bigger in our mind? But really, it's like that's just clouding us from what really is reality.
100%.
You know, so I've got a necklace of that, and that's it reminded me of what you're talking about. So I'll have to get you one, bro. So we'll be in the moment, man. Yeah, bro. Definitely. Okay, so bro, you got disciplines. What's the discipline that it takes to now move to your next goal? What's your next goal for Aaron Diaz?
Man, that's a good question. I just got done. So this last April, I wrote down my goals list 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I officially wrote my first list of goals, things I wanted to accomplish.
You hit them all?
Well, I'm trying to find the first original paper, but I know two of the things that were really high on my list that I said I just wanted to do is I wanted to learn how to snowboard. I wanted to learn, and then I wanted to run a marathon. And I looked at those goals for 10 years. I have them wrote all over the place in my house, different journals all over the place. And this last month, I actually knocked out both of those. I went snowboarding for the first time.
That's dope.
It was a humbling month for me because I don't know if you try to learn snowboarding for the first time.
Not yet, no.
Bro, that first day, there's nothing like it. I mean, I spent 8 hours learning how to stand up on my snowboard, and then my snowboard would fly out from underneath me, and like I would cartoon style fall on my back. And then I would look up, and then a little kid would be rolling right past me. And then for 8 hours I did that, and I wanted to quit the first day. I didn't have the ski ticket for the next day, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And I got encouraged once again, just give it a second shot. I went back out there, and then I was good. I was shredding it out there, but that first day was brutal.
Were you sore?
Oh my gosh,
I bet.
For a full week. And it's funny because I ran a marathon 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago I ran a marathon, and I was more sore from the snowboarding than I was from running the entire marathon.
For real?
Yeah, it was brutal.
That's wild. Is this because you're using different muscles and everything, or what?
I guess so. I mean, I guess so. I mean, I ran it. It took me almost 6 hours to run my first marathon.
I think we were in synergy when you were talking about it. You getting back from it. What's the do you have to think backwards on how you're moving, or like how?
Yeah.
What is it? What's the difference between
it's
that
just
and a
its
skateboard
own,
or something?
I mean, I don't know anything about skateboarding, but I know that it's not like anything else I've ever done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just your balance and being able to trust yourself and your
Yeah.
body, and it's just its own
Did you
thing.
go over any ramps or anything?
No, I felt like I did though. I definitely felt like I went over a ramp a couple
Right.
times.
That's hilarious. And then you did the Oklahoma Marathon.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City Memorial
That's
Marathon.
dope. That's dope.
Mhm.
Was that pretty wild experience?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There's like it's crazy
You
to see
did the
how-
full or the half?
The full.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the full, and it's crazy to see how much support is out there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people like I was running next to somebody that was running barefoot. I was running next to a family that was
Jeez,
pulling
barefoot?
a family that was pushing strollers with their babies in it.
Yeah.
There's wheelchair marathon racers right next to me. I mean, it's crazy to
Wow.
see the people, and like I said, you're out there, and I'm over here. Like I consider myself an athlete. Like I tell anybody, like I can do anything right now. Like I got the shorts in the car. Let's get it done. You know. But being out there and like running through the same thoughts, like hey, quit, the insecurities that keep on just creeping up, and you look to the side, and you know, like this guy in the wheelchair is like, I'm gonna catch him on the way down, and he's like killing it, going uphill, like he's going uphill, pushing himself. And
That's
I'm like,
wild.
you know, and he's trying to almost passing me, and I'm like, man, I gotta
pick it up, man.
Yeah, one of my favorite pictures that I
wild.
got from the marathon is like they were taking photo ops during the run.
Yeah.
And you know, you see me like walking, and I put on this fake smile, and you know, I'm doing it, and it's like I think 4 photos like in succession. And there's this you see me only, and then the next photo there's this like, I don't know, 75, 80-year-old woman that's in the back of the photo. And then the next one comes and she's like right next to me. And the next one comes and she passes me. And then in that photo, she has the thumbs up like this.
That's amazing.
Just blowing by me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's the funniest photo.
That
man.
is
I love
hilarious.
it.
I gotta see that.
I
That's
love
so
it.
funny. Oh man. Oh yeah, because I've seen like even firefighters, man. It's beautiful whenever you see them like full uniform, tanks on their back,
Right.
and then a couple of tanks because you know they lost a couple of people. You know, they were close with, and so man, yeah, it's a dope like energy around that whole event. So,
Yeah.
bro.
There's nothing like it. I encourage everybody to do it. They have all kinds of different things: 5K runs, relay runs, half marathon.
Yeah.
For me, I just I fuck around and find out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I kind of do everything.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, definitely. And you've been finding out, man.
I do
Definitely.
find out. That's the truth. I do find out.
That's good. I was gonna ask you this earlier, but were your fights local or were they all over?
No, they were all local.
Okay,
All
got you.
local fights here.
Yeah, from local fighters too, or did they come? out of
Yeah.
town?
I would say I think I fought maybe one person that was from Oklahoma. I think I
Okay.
fought someone from Kansas and a couple people from Texas as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Okay, got you. I know that was random. I was just thinking about that, but that's dope, man. So your next goals, though, you said you wanted to snowboard marathon. What was the other 8? You said you had
The other ones, you know, I accomplished most of those leading up until this point. So those were kind of like the smaller little ones that I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, now it's really just for, you know, building wealth or having, you know, houses for rent and building like rental properties or different like professional goals. You know, I'm 32 now, so even like family goals are starting to officially creep in. You know, I've done a lot of the things that
creep in.
I made it out of my 20s, no kids, no marriage, no anything. So like, I
Congrats.
feel like I'm an
Wow.
outlier.
You did it.
Yeah,
You really did it.
I know it. I know it. Bro, like,
That should go on your bucket list.
yeah,
You did
that
it.
definitely, mark that one off. So
Yeah. That's what's up. You could be able to tell your son it's possible. Yeah, when you have kids.
for sure. Like I wanted to like set the standard, and there's certain
There's so many people out here, bro, that just be having babies.
right,
Popping them out on
Right.
accident. You know?
right.
Like, bro, calm down. Jesus.
Yeah, and you know there are a lot of like generational things that I will was hoping to break or to have a new standard, whether that's my mindset or health and fitness or whatever. And I wanted to, I want to be a leader by example. I want to be the one that's not.
Because you got a
telling
brother
people to do it.
too, right?
Yeah, I have a twin brother.
Yeah.
We took different directions. He has a family, a great family man. He knows all kinds of dad stuff, like
Yeah.
genius.
That's dope. What is he doing?
Well, so he went, right after high school, like landman, did the oil rig, all that stuff. So financially, he was taking care of his kids. He has 3 kids now. I have 2 nieces and 1 nephew. So he was financially responsible for them. His wife was taking care of the kids at home. And since then, that was 10 years ago. And since then, now Veronica is a nurse, and now he gets to actually enjoy time and spend time,
That's
being
dope,
at home with
man.
his kids. He has a lawn care business.
Is he the one? Did you have a brother that wrestled?
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
He was the wrestler. Okay, because I was wondering like which Diaz he was, or the one that wrestled, because I wrestled too, and so I didn't know if he was one of them. So yeah.
I never got into grappling.
Yeah.
Nah, man, that looks miserable. It looks miserable to be manhandled by some other human being.
That's why you don't get manhandled, man.
I get it. Yeah, I'd rather get punched right in the face. You punch me in the face. I'd rather not.
You would rather get punched in the face
yes,
than roll around with the dude?
100%. I don't want his sweaty breath all over me at all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, I would rather fight.
Hey, Aaron, how you like this?
Yeah, like aggressive, like violent cuddling. Like, not about it. Like, you're already wearing pajamas. You're already aggressive cuddling. Like,
yeah.
Nah.
Hey, man, there's something about it, bro. I don't know. That's what my wife, that's what I do, with, her. She likes, the grappling and stuff. And it is what it is.
It is what it is. You got to learn some trades.
You know what I'm talking about, Taylor, right?
I'm not going to comment on this.
He's got a wife. We know what's up, Hey. All right. But anyway, bro, I really do. I brought you on the podcast, bro, because I really think it's dope, everything that you've been building, man. And so especially, seeing you from high school to now, bro, like, I mean, it seems like this 10 years probably flew by for you, right?
Yeah. I mean, looking back, it did. But, yeah, I mean, there was... I don't know,
times,
I mean, Einstein time. Time is relevant. The same thing. Whether you're in a ring fighting somebody, I was only in there for 6 minutes, but it felt like it was, months that I was fighting this dude. Same thing. You're going through your troubles, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's how you want to make the most of it.
Man.
So I mean, I guess time does fly by quicker. I guess it
Definitely.
does, but
100%. Yeah, because it's I mean. Even in a wrestling match, I mean, you're in there for 3 minutes or whatever, and then keep going, however long the matches last. But yeah, it feels like forever, bro.
Don't feel like that. Yeah.
When you're under pressure, that's what makes the time feel like it's lasting.
Yeah,
longer.
hold the plank for like a minute. See how long time takes.
For real, bro. But once you take your mind off of it, when you take your mind off the time,
right,
then you start to feel like, you could be able to go forever.
For sure. Yeah, and we're talking about like the memento mori and the Greeks and stuff. And the Greeks actually used to have two different words for time, and one was chronos, which we're all familiar with as chronological time, seconds, minutes, hours, days, whatever. But another word that they had for time was called kairos, and kairos was moments in time. So imagine like someone shooting a bow and arrow, and they're waiting for the perfect time. It's not necessarily the second. You need to shoot on this second, like the perfect moment. So whenever I try to do anything, I try not to focus too much on chronological time and trying to find more moments in my life, whether that is, anything. I mean, it could be anything. So that's what I try to kind of gravitate towards. Yeah.
That's dope. Because, I mean, yeah, you start to, whenever you're not present, you start to lose the meaning of what a moment could be.
Right. Right. You can't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's dope. Wow. Bro, you got bars too, man.
I'm spitting them.
Let's go, bro. One more time, bro. If you want to look in this camera and tell these people, for one, your social media, where can they follow you at, all the things, from Nutrition Club to Aaron, all that kind of stuff, and then drop one bar on them, something that you live by, and then we can close this thing out, man.
Okay, yeah, I'll do my best with that. If you want to catch me on my personal Instagram account, it's AXD Performance. I do have my personal training account as well. That's Hit11 OKC. That's where I do all my personal training. Synergy OKC. You can check that out for my Nutrition Club, or you can always just holler at me in any of those, and I'll make sure to holler at you. I mean, I wish I had some, better parting words and everything that I've said, but, really just try to focus on, what you can be responsible for now. Like a lot of my times, whenever I wasn't doing my best, it's because I was blaming other people, and I wasn't taking responsibility. And whenever I was blaming other people, I was blaming them because I saw in them what I didn't like about myself. They were a mirror of what I didn't like about myself. And whenever I would see that in somebody, I would try to blame it on them instead of taking that responsibility. So whenever you do find those moments, man, just see that as a blessing, because it's regardless, like that, whatever the situation has happened to you right now, that's the situation. Without emotion, that's just what's happening. What you do about it and your perspective and how you respond and your accountability for it, that's what's really going to determine where you go in your life. So don't be afraid to shy away from that. Don't be afraid to take the test. Go in there. You might lose. It is what it is, but you know, don't look back on regret saying you wish you would have done something. Take that moment right out.
Aaron Diaz, bro, one more time, thank you so much for coming
Appreciate
out,
it,
man.
homie.
And on this day of mental health, bro, this is the Mental Health Awareness Month,
Yes, sir. Yes,
right?
sir.
You came in with a mentality shirt.
Yeah.
You came in talking about mental health, and not only physical health, but all the things, bro.
All the things.
Bro, thank you one more time for your time. And one more time, do not forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, do all the things so we can be able to get Aaron Diaz's story and all of his businesses, all of the things that he does out more effectively. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.